what's interesting is that the Russians in the last 24 hours have announced a state of emergency in Belgorod, which is the oblast, the region next to Kursk. And so 3 regions are now affected: Bryansk, Kursk and Belgorod. And, you know, you see the size of the incursion there is relatively small. But what the Ukrainians are able to do is to make the whole of the frontier feel insecure. I mean, they're pressing and they're using artillery in other parts of the frontier. They're playing sort of decoy games. I mean, this is really quite carefully worked out. And it's obviously bothering the Russian authorities. They say this is a bit of an anti-terrorist operation. It's all relatively normal. It's containable, but it's having quite a big effect. And they've already evacuated at least 120,000 people. Some figures say 180,000 will be evacuated, or it'll get to 180,000 quite soon. So it's having an impact, these evacuations, on Russian public opinion. However the state media tries to spin it, they find that difficult. The other thing that was interesting last night is that President Putin announced that his friend Dumin, Andrei Dumin, is to take over the job in Kursk. He's responsible for doing something about this operation in Kursk. Now, Dumin is the head of the State Council, which is Putin's advisory group. He's a former bodyguard to Putin, former Special Forces officer. He's a 3-star general, lieutenant general. We've said before, keep your eye on Dumin. In this medieval court that Putin runs, Dumin is the man for tomorrow. That's how it seems at the moment. And Gerasimov, the chief of the armed forces, he's in big trouble in the sense that he looks ineffective. And he's just sort of tried to cover up the importance of this. Dumin, he was born in Kursk. I mean, he's only 51. He's known as a doer. He can get things done. And Putin obviously trusts him. So keep your eye on this man in general in the next couple of years. Keep your eye on him now to see if he can organise the defence of Kursk, which so far has been very poor.
Meanwhile, what's also developed in the last 24 hours is that Ukraine have said that they are not going to stay, that they are going to pull back.
Of course, yeah.
But we don't know when that's going to happen.
No, I mean, that's a statement of the obvious. I mean, Ukraine is absolutely not trying to conquer Russia, but this is a military strategic counterpunch. So this is there are cases of this in history. Counterpunch in the 1973 Middle East war, where the Israelis crossed to the Egyptian side of the canal in order to give the Egyptians a problem. The Incheon landings in Korea in 1950, when the US-led UN forces went in behind the North Koreans and again created a problem which reversed the whole offensive. It's a military tactic, a counterpunch. If it works, it's brilliant. If it doesn't work, it gets you into more trouble than you started with. So undoubtedly, the Ukrainians will withdraw from this position at some point, but they'll aim to hold it in such a way as to affect the thinking in the Kremlin and affect the debate, I think, in the West. And so, as we were saying yesterday, there'll come a point at which they'll say, OK, now's the time to withdraw in good order. But that point hasn't come yet, and the Battle of Kursk hasn't yet started. I mean, the Russians are still, as it were, scrambling to do something about this. As and when they commit big units to this, then we'll see what sort of battle will develop. And when it does, there will be some sort of outcome. And if they're wise, the Ukrainians will fight this battle for a while and then get out.